Sound speed. That means recording. Sorry.
You're
Telling me to serve.
Serve,
Girl.
That was my joke. That was going to be my intro. It was like, I'm learning High Valyrian on Duolingo, and it says, while it says Vala do Hairas, all men must serve, I think John and I should serve.
Hello and welcome to Incomplete Geeks, a gay geek podcast where we talk about all sorts of geeky things. Sometimes we know exactly what we're talking about, A to Z. Sometimes our knowledge comes a little bit short because, I just did it wrong.
You keep going.
Sometimes our knowledge and our speaking skills are a little bit
incomplete.
That's right. I'm John. That's Nick. We may not be dragon riders, but if you want to ride some other lizards, just give us a call. That's right. We're talking about House of the Dragon today.
Yay. Is it yay?
That's a very good question. We're talking about the season 2 specifically.
In its entirety, but its finale.
We're focusing on the finale. You and I have stopped moving. You and I have not talked about this very much.
No,
we haven't. I had to secretly watch the final episodes because my boyfriend and I are so far behind. I had to be like, I'm just gonna watch it then, and then I. Can
you imagine if we set all this up? Be like, I haven't actually finished it yet.
Went through all this. No, I did watch it this week because I knew I wanted to talk about it.
What episode are you on with Tom? How far have you watched with him?
I watched 3 episodes on Tuesday when he was at work. But when I said I wasn't
paying the bills, meanwhile, I was like,
basically, I did a lot of work the day and the week before, so I think it's fine.
You don't have to tell me; it's fine.
Yeah, and it was like sunny, and I had a headache because I was saying.
Therefore, best to watch TV
when it's sunny. Anyway,
I agree.
And then because we have to watch it on Now TV.
Yes,
which is like the Sky where we get HBO stuff and whatever. And I was like, he might know that I've seen it because it'll say like,
just be honest,
56 minute. But then I went back into each episode, clicked restart, and then after the first advertisement, whatever, paused it. Then went back, and it looks like it hasn't been watched yet.
He doesn't listen to this either, does he?
He doesn't listen to this either. Could you imagine? The one he listens to.
The one time he listens like.
Nah, he won't.
Clear communication's important. If Daemon and Rhaenyra had that, we wouldn't have had that whole fucking Harrenhal saga.
Oh my god. Anyway, House of the Dragon season 2. It's over. It's finished. Only 8 episodes out of 10. Do you want to start at the top? What you thought of it generally as a whole? You go first.
I don't think anybody has a different opinion. I think we all agree.
I do.
It was slow.
Yeah.
I think its biggest fault is that it's slow. It feels watered down. Like it feels like it's been stretched out to do another series. Whereas you could have done a lot more in season 2.
Okay.
Because not a lot happened.
Not a lot happened, but at the same time, I don't know what's supposed to happen.
No, but you could still make stuff happen.
Where do you draw the line then between where's the area between a show like X-Men 97 where they put too much in it, and then a show like this where
good writing.
8. I liked a lot of the writing. Like this, if this series did not a lot happened in 8 episodes, what were you expecting?
10 episodes.
Okay. What else? So
yeah, someone said I saw on TikTok someone saying if episode 8. The finale was episode 8, and there were 2 more episodes with like the big thing that happens in 9 and then the wrap up in 10, which was the normal Game of Thrones format. It would have been an amazing episode. Everyone assembling, all the stuff, all the court banners, Tessarion showing up. It would have been great. But now but it's not. There's not 2 more episodes. We have to wait 2 fucking years. 2 years until anything else happens. It wasn't a big enough. Nothing happened after Rhaenys. It was all set up and nothing delivered. No plot, no character changes really delivered. If you tell me that the big twist is that Daemon learned his lesson on an acid trip in Harrenhal, Jesus fucking Christ.
I've got thoughts about that. I don't think that's the big thing. I think that's an important thing, but I think that took too long as well.
It took way too long.
You know what else it made me think of was season 2 of Game of Thrones, where like
I can't remember what happened in season 2.
not a lot, but there's one significant character who spends a lot of time at Harrenhal, who just sort of like walks around and figures stuff out, and then they just leave. Arya is in Harrenhal with Jaqen H'ghar. Tywin shows up. And like Jaqen H'ghar just kills people, and that's how they start that sort of connection. Like, great, vital, but it was just too long.
Too long.
I think let's start with Daemon's sort of his acid trip. I like aspects of it, but I really did think it was. I don't know. It was too much time spent. Like, why is he chopping wood? For example, like, what is he doing? He's a fucking. And
they were going for dinner, and then he was chatting, and then he was chopping wood, and then he was having a nap, and another dream where he went down on his mom.
Yeah, very important.
You could have done that in one episode, and it would have been a good episode where he like lost his fucking mind and went on an emotional journey. You could have done that in one episode.
That could have been one episode. Like, I think it's very important for him to go through the sort of the turmoil of how he dealt with his brother, the king, and how he reacted to his wife, niece, whatever.
Yeah, I don't even think that landed very well because it was so spread out. It didn't feel like a big dramatic thing. I do get from people talking about it and that sort of stuff that in that kind of conversation he has with Viserys, where it's like, you've always wanted this. Do you really want this?
Yeah. Look what it's done to me.
Look what it's done. Yeah, exactly. Look what it's done to fucking everyone. Yeah. That was really important, but it didn't land with me because he'd already chatted with Viserys a couple of times before, and Rhaenyra, and himself as Aemond. It was minutes over 4 episodes. One big ballsy trip would have made more sense.
Or like one ballsy trip where he goes off the deep end, doesn't know what to do, and then the next episode is him
seeing the prophecy,
going to Alice Rivers and saying, "What the fuck's going on? This is you."
I could have done it. Yeah.
One thing that I like that they did do, but they could have done more, was they have. I really feel like through Alice Rivers, they have more talk about the old gods and the Weirwood tree, and there's references to that, and I quite like how that kind of comes into the Targaryen, which is meant to be like the new gods, the modern thing, and how they kind of have a bit of a crossover in the final episode. I quite like that, but it did take a long time to get there.
It took way too long.
Why is he chopping wood? Why is he chopping fucking wood?
He would never chop wood. He would never muck in with the guys. Absolutely not.
More important things he could be doing.
Going down on his mum, apparently.
Have more dreams, whatever. He's got a fucking dragon. The dragon is just like chilling out there.
Like in the final episode when like the dragons show up and Caraxes is like, "Oh, hi guys." It's like, "Oh, I fucking forgot you had a dragon there the whole time. It was just napping." It's like, "Oh shit. You really saved a lot of money on CGI just having the dragon be. He's off camera now."
Pretty much.
Well, I'm going to chop some wood. Jesus Christ.
Let it not be said that I don't help out. You can help out by fucking flying to all these other houses, doing shit.
Doing some shit.
Go to the Tullys yourself. Why are you hunkering down here at Harrenhal for 6 episodes?
I don't get it, because none of this obviously is in the books. It's like a paragraph.
Oh, sure. I mean,
his journey of Harrenhal is that he went to Harrenhal and raised an army for Rhaenyra. Everyone cheered. Literally about that much detail. So there's fleshing out story elements so that you can see how the characters react, which I know is important. Alicent being different, all this kind of stuff, the back and forth. Great. What the fuck? This did not need 4 fucking episodes.
I don't know what else he could have done, though, because if you have an opportunity to flesh out and introduce some
I thought he was going to turn on her. I thought he was going to rebel, because he kind of started doing that, didn't he? He was like, he wanted his own army, but that was
the threat that was kind of hinted at throughout the whole season.
Yeah, and it was just
and even Rhaenyra was like, I think he's turned on me, but
it's like, I don't trust you. I've never fully trusted you.
That argument that they have in like episode 2 or whatever, and then he goes off, and then it's like, that's it. He's just gone now for the rest of the season, I guess. I think as well, I've heard a lot. First of all, I didn't hate it. I think it's maybe slow. I still really fucking love this show, and I can't wait for more. I loved how it ended. I love the artistry of it. Every sort of
it's so beautiful. It is. It really so beautiful. Every frame, and I loved go on about the CGI, but the dragons are gorgeous. They didn't skimp on any fucking money. But every frame, that final shot where it's like Alicent just looking out of horizons and Rhaenyra like within the books and
Within
her
the books, that was
history.
really cool. And she's like in that one,
Oh,
and they're the same size on the frame as well.
It is so beautiful, but it better be because it costs them hundreds of millions to make every fucking episode. So
Yeah.
it should be beautiful.
Yeah.
But, and I understand, yes, it's basically a mini movie, 8 mini movies per
Mhm.
season. So it takes a lot. But it feels very much like network corporate intervention.
You think?
They've officially said it will finish with season 4.
Okay.
So that's something. It could have been 3. I feel like the story points that they wanted to cover could have been 3, and they're like, no, we need subscribers. Stretch it out to 4. And it feels like
They're like, George, we need 2 more years before we get some other spin-off off the ground.
Well, no.
So can you make this 4 seasons?
Can you? Yeah. Well,
Like-
the next spin-off is starting next year.
Is it already?
Yes.
Is that the night of the
Sure
thingy
is.
thing?
Does anybody care about that?
I don't know what it is, so I don't know. Write in. Let us know.
Let us know. IncompleteGeeksPodcast@gmail.com. If you give a shit about A Night of Seven Kingdoms, I'll
Yeah.
watch it.
Daemon.
What more is there to say about Daemon?
His vision. We'll get into I want to talk about it in 2 ways.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to talk about the contents of the vision in a bit. But the first thing I want to say about his little vision, his little sort of understanding of his part to play in the overarching story, whatever. I can't decide whether that's a good plot device or a lazy one. Do you know what I mean? Like, if he's set up to be this ambitious brother to the king, wants the throne for himself, he feels like it's his right, he's rebellious, he's impulsive, like, and then suddenly he just has like an acid trip, weird dream.
And now he's wholesome.
And I
family
was
man.
like, okay, I'm by your side no matter what. And by the way, there's a traitor in your midst kind of thing. It's like the way they did it was to tell him that he's part of a larger story, which is kind of meta, obviously, because it is a story
Yes.
that we're telling, which is what all sort of
yeah.
TV drama and
We know what the ending is, and we know
the
what
ending is, yeah.
it leads into. Yeah.
And we know that he's seen part of that now. Okay, great. But then he just kind of switches. He's kind of like, oh, okay, I get it now. It's like it's like a Dan Harmon comedy when they all realize that they're just characters. Like, oh, we're just a character now. It's like, is that good or is it lazy?
It's not lazy, but it does highlight that it's pointless because neither Dany nor Jon defeat the Night King. So it doesn't matter. It's not his lineage that defeats the Walkers. It's Arya fucking Stark with a knife.
Okay. He doesn't see that necessarily.
But it's
But
the
we
whole
know that.
the prophecy, the whole build up, which is why we fucking hate that finale.
Mm-hmm.
Is the prince that was promised, which is Dany. It's not Jon. Suck a dick. It's Dany. But
Let us know what you think.
But it turns out, oh no, so yeah, the importance of like, oh, here's the balance between ice and fire. It's like, we need to make sure that there is a dragon, that sort of stuff. Oh, it's Dany. Oh, twist, it could be Jon, who's also a Targaryen. Turns out it's neither. It could be a good setup.
We don't.
An important reference if we hadn't had that bollocking fuckface of a finale, which just shat all over that prophecy.
Okay, I think. How do you really think? I think the prophecy can still stand, even though that is Arya that deals the final blow. No one thinks that Arya is the prince that was promised.
But she's the one that defeated them. Pretty much single left-handedly.
Yes, true, but it doesn't mean that the prophecy, the way the prophecies happen in this. I've read those books, and none of them are literal. A lot of them are sort of up to interpretation. I think that's what George R.R. Martin is doing. His whole concept of prophecy is that it doesn't really happen the way you think it is. Even Aegon the Conqueror thought he was the prince that was promised until he realized he wasn't. Rhaegar Targaryen thought he was the prince that was promised until he realized that he wasn't.
So who the fuck is Arya Stark?
It's not fucking Arya Stark. Let's just put that to bed. That's definitely not who it is. Maybe there isn't one. Maybe prophecy doesn't happen exactly the way you think it is because...
Oh, I hate all of that.
Yeah, whatever.
So it doesn't work, no.
So it doesn't work.
So there's kind of... And it just adds... It's kind of... like,
so where does that cross into Daemon's vision, knowing that he's maybe not
it's
part
pointless.
of the prophecy, but he's part of a larger story. Okay, I'll just play my part.
It would have worked
And
if
take
we
a
could
backseat.
pretend that finale didn't happen, or if it's more of a nod to like you'll get a better ending in the actual books. That's fine.
I don't know.
But with that finale, it just reminds us that the finale sucked.
Yeah,
And
I
was
can see that. I can see that, but I don't think that. Makes,
I tried to be, it was exciting that, hey, it's Daenerys.
It's standing with the
it
three
doesn't matter.
dragons.
Doesn't matter.
White Walkers. What? First time we see White. Oh, wait a second.
Doesn't matter. Like the whole beginning of it, where it's like the whole trying to find the queen that never was, and all that sort of stuff, leading to the birth of Daenerys. It's like, yeah, but that's pointless. When it was the first episode of season 1, they did the 400 years, whatever, before Daenerys was born.
Oh yeah.
It's like that just reminds me how pointless it is, because Daenerys
200
wasn't the
years.
Queen.
Yeah.
She was stabbed by, anyway.
She was queen for a very short time.
Not real. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Game of Thrones. We're here to talk about House of the Dragon.
I know, but it links. But like,
I know. I get what they were doing, and it didn't work.
what if, like in a lot of time travel sci-fi stuff, they see what's happened. They see what's going to happen in the coming, and they're like, "Oh no, we're going to make a change. We're going to change it." And that's how George R. R. Martin and Ryan Condal and all the other showrunners redo the last two or three seasons of Game of Thrones. Just redo it. Oh no, the past was changed. That's not what happened. That's how George R. R. Martin is going to justify changing the ending in his books that are going to come out at some point before he dies.
I fully understand why he's struggling to write them, because how the hell do you?
Well, because the
Finish
backlash, the
No one's going to be happy.
correct backlash of this of the show. I mean, the thing is, like, he had to tell those showrunners as much as they the shitty decision to give up on the show. Basically, he had to tell them how it ended, but he couldn't possibly give them every single detail that he's going to put in the books, because the books are so rich with detail. Are we pausing? Should we pause everything?
No. This is gonna fuck everything up. What a waste.
You
of
betcha.
time.
Anyway, that's our roundup.
Sorry,
of
technical difficulties. Pause for a second. I need a moment to emotionally digest this.
Am I pausing the audio as well?
Yeah, please. Let's move on, because I don't want to.
Let's talk about the vision itself, because we
so we're not moving on.
We're moving on from Daeron the character. Let's move on to what we see in the vision. With
Daeron the character.
Damon. Sorry, so they all sound the same.
Daeron's the other one.
Monica Maria, right? You want me to get Aegon and Aaron and Daeron and Daemon and Demon? And
Daeron's the other one. I hope he's
Daeron's
hot.
the young one. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope he's hot.
I'm available. Dear showrunners, you're probably filming it like right now. I'm too old for it though.
No, they're starting writing it next year.
They haven't written the season 3.
Ugh.
I'm too old for Daeron. I'm too old for Daeron.
You're too old for Daeron. You're also much more of a Baratheon.
Yeah. But there's not a lot of Baratheons in the show anymore. I could be a Stark, but I haven't got the sort of northern chops.
But you could definitely be Stark. Your northern accent would be terrible.
Daeron, Daemon, Aemond, Aegon.
Oh, we're still on Daemon. Okay.
There's also an Aenys. Do you know there's an Aenys? There's like a Queen Aenys. Aenys
is the king.
King Aenys, then. I don't know.
Yeah. Like anus.
Like anus? No, the vision.
Sorry, yeah.
I mean, how can you not be like, oh my god, ooh, look at that.
Yeah, I did go ooh.
I
Daenerys,
rewound.
of course.
You got fucking Blood Rivers. Give me a second.
We've had 3 drinks. I'm really sorry.
Darkland Bloodraven. That's his name.
Who's that?
No, it's the guy who turns into the old guy from in the tree that Bran goes to see up north.
Yeah, sure.
Blood Rivers. Whatever.
Fucking hell.
I don't know. Why can I?
We're not complete.
I'm on the spot. That's why. What's his name? Brandon Rivers, the Blood Raven.
I think let's move on, shall we?
That's right. Anyway, you see him and he's young. He's in the tree. Great. He's becomes the 3-eyed raven. Do you not remember this?
Sure.
3-eyed raven, 3-eyed crow,
Yeah.
whatever it is. If you're a person on the internet and you're complaining
Is
about
it related to Alice Rivers?
Rivers is just the bastard name for the
For the Riverlands bastards, yes.
And he was a Targaryen descendant.
Oh.
And he was a bastard. But anyway, something about the whole another civil war, for like a future season of House of the Dragon where they go on to like different people. Do you think they could do that, by the way?
I don't know what you're talking about.
There's a character, there's another sort of dispute of the crowns, like give it like 50 or 100 years, whatever, about...
There's always disputes. It's not interesting if all the dragons don't die, which is what happens in House of the Dragon. So...
Do they? Do they all die? I know they sort of dwindle in number.
No, all the dragons are gone. Like, you know that.
Because they're gone eventually.
The whole premise is like, no one's seen a dragon in 200 years.
150 years. So.
150 years, or whatever the thing is.
And this is 200 years before her anyway.
Why do you think that is?
No, I get it. I'm just wondering, like...
It's like, sorry if that's a massive spoiler, but I thought that was the whole point. Everyone knew that this is the kind of collapse of the House of the Dragon. She kind of says that in the opening monologue.
Well, here's what I can tell you. From my limited knowledge of having read the 5 original books and not the Fire and Blood compendium, I know that the number of dragons have been dwindling for a number of times since around this time.
I mean, I have read Fire and Blood and I could tell you.
Yeah, but it's because it goes along with the fact that magic is kind of leaving the world as well.
Sure.
And then, which makes a big
but
deal.
But why is magic leaving the world?
Well, it goes, what causes the other? Is it the dragons leaving or is it the magic, whatever? Because they can't raise the dragons as big either, because the dragons themselves are not as powerful, even the ones that are born.
But is that because of magic, or is that because of House Targaryen fighting amongst itself?
Good question. Maybe that's the theme of the... What are you doing?
I want this closer to my face.
Your levels are fine.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, okay. Well, they're prominently green.
Because then I can do this. Anyway, sorry if that's a spoiler, but yeah, that's...
So anyway, I know that Game of Thrones it starts about 200 years after this particular series, and no one's seen a dragon for 150 years. The last dragon, because even when they're raised, they're not growing as well, and they're not getting as big, and they just die out. That's all I know. So fuck you for spoiling everything for me. They die? No, I know they die. I know they die, but like, how they die is the reason we're watching this show. Is the journey, is why I love this show. I want to see.
I haven't told you how they die.
Well, there's fucking a lot of them dead in Daemon's vision. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting quite loud suddenly. Old Gods and the New. I really like how, first of all,
oh my god, are we still on this?
Because you keep distracting me. We're not past it yet. Before he touches the tree, runs the sap through his fingers. Hang on, what you? There's like a creepy sort of
green guy.
Children of the Forest looks like a Wendigo. You know what a Wendigo is?
It's like a werewolf.
A Wendigo is like a half stag, half human monster beast kind of thing. Yeah.
In Charmed, it's a werewolf.
A Wendigo?
Yeah.
Really? I think maybe it might be North American mythology.
Yeah.
Like Native Americans. But they have like antlers on their head and stuff. And you can kind of hear hooves as well as
like
clacking away.
Mr. kind of stuff.
Yeah. So Children of the Forest, probably. I mean, they're right next to the Isle of Many Faces with all, which in the finale, there's finally like a long shot of it. And you see all these weirwood trees on it. I'm like, that's the setup. Children of the Forest are on that island.
Yes.
Guaranteed. So anyway, that's weird and cool. Touches the sap, and where was I going with this? You get the three-eyed raven. I quite like how Alice, who's representing the old gods, and then Helena comes into the vision. Who knew that Helena was going to... I think that was like a whoa moment. And she's like got this sort of Targaryen power of prophecy.
Dragon
dreams, yeah. Which has been hinted at throughout the whole season. And the fact that she's appearing in this weirwood kind of trip, that's like a big cross. That's like the ice and the fire that are crossing. I thought it was good. But then again, it's back to like, why is he being written like this? Is it lazy? He's just like, oh, I get it now. I'm just going to play my part because that's what the script says. That's what it feels like. Kind of like when you're an actor and you're like, why do I feel like I want to say this line? Well, the script says I do, so I have to just say it. Like there's no sort of subtext to it.
It felt like he's either going to go, he's a piece of shit and he's going to betray her. It's like, that's fine. Do that.
That's awful
or
thing to do.
You're on his side. You're on her side and you kick everyone's ass, and that's also good. It seems like they didn't really know which ones they wanted to play out.
Yeah, either way would have been a good story, but instead they just have him chopping fucking wood. Anyway, I'm ready to move on from Daemon. What else happened?
I don't know.
What's Otto Hightower doing?
Yeah, who's he been kidnapped
captured?
by? Yeah, and there's lots of different theories. Who do you think he's been captured by? So she sent him
No
off.
fucking idea.
Sent him off to the Reach? To Highgarden.
Yes, because Highgarden, which is the capital, but not the biggest city of the Reach. Biggest city is Old Town, where the Maesters
which is part of the Reach. Yes.
Which I think is where
which is where
is.
Yes, because that's
where
Hightower. Yeah, that's where he's normally
Hightower,
is.
yes.
But he said instead going with the Tyrells.
Because Highgarden is where the Tyrells are, yeah. Who are the sort of the Lords Paramount. Kind of like how the Tullys in the Riverlands. They're not the biggest house, but they're the sort of
the
lords.
Yeah. Who could have him? What would make a fun story?
Is he still in,
or is he in King's Landing?
Landing?
Did he not even get out the fucking door?
Laris
Strong. It's probably Laris Strong, isn't it?
I thought Laris as well. He's like the most obvious idea.
Yeah, he doesn't want him to come back.
But he's just absconded with the king.
Sure
Where are they going?
Who has no penis?
Poor thing. That's good.
I mean, he was a terrible person. He shouldn't have a penis because he didn't use it properly.
Yes.
Did he?
If
you can't be responsible with it,
you
don't get to keep it.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because I did actually really fancy Aegon.
I did fancy him, but I think that was really good character writing.
It's good, and I'm enjoying it. And he goes on a journey with that. That's fun.
Yeah, that's all we got was a journey.
Yeah, I like it.
Did he chop any wood?
No.
So many fucking wood.
He was just drugged up and tried to walk and did some physiotherapy.
Did some physio. And even the physio was a bit sort of like, there's a meaning behind it because he was like, if I don't do this, I will get murdered by my brother.
He's going to murder you.
So he even made the physiotherapy like important. So that was good.
There's lots of other characters. Who else do you want to do?
I mean, do we have to? Is Alicent going to kill herself? She's acting very suicidal.
No, she's not going to kill herself.
There's a lot of bird imagery in the final episode as well, because she sees like a hawk or something, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna go swim back to shore, and Three-Eyed Raven, obviously, Laris and King Aegon are escaping in like a chicken wagon or something like that.
Okay,
there's birds everywhere.
Okay.
I'm not the one who saw that. I watched the video on that. So I was just like, oh, interesting.
Now, Alicent's interesting because you can kind of do stuff because she's completely different from the book version.
Yes.
Because in the books, she comforts Jaehaerys. So she's a young girl when Jaehaerys is old. So that is what she does. So she's a grown up when she's married off to Viserys.
Right, okay.
So they mix those storylines, which I think is good because it makes her character so much more interesting.
Yeah.
It makes the whole situation a hell of a lot more interesting, I think. So there's not much dictate of what she's going to do. Do you like the fact that she came back and isn't sticking to her guns and she's like, you know what, kill Aegon, whatever.
That was a good scene. Although I will say, do we need considering that they're not in the sort of history books, the fictional history books, like the fact that these two rivals, the queen and the mother of the king, Queen Dowager, they're just meeting clandestinely. Like, I'm gonna go and sneak us. Ooh, we have to have a scene together, because we're the two leads. And it's like,
because we're on the posters.
We're on the posters, yeah. I mean,
is it just a setup for a lesbian love affair?
No, they can't. They got too much baggage, too much history.
It's too difficult with Daemon.
Even if it's too difficult with Mysaria there.
I don't think so. I think that makes it easier.
Come on,
that helps.
You can hold the camera. No, because even if they were like romantically, they could never because they have that history.
Yeah, but
you killed my son. You killed my son.
But is that a story that they want to? the writers want to flesh out some sapphic love.
I don't know.
affair.
I think they would. I think they would belie sort of not belie. I think they would sort of undercut the family drama.
Does that make it better?
The fact that she
That hurts even more because they did love each other. She just wanted to fly around with her on her dragon and eat nothing but cake.
she wanted to be a boy.
Before all of this started. Exactly.
Rhaenyra, I'm talking.
Yeah, with Alicent. Before all this started. So not necessarily a love affair that will ever become of anything, but because we know both of the girls love dick.
They do. The
And
same
some
dick as
good
well.
dick.
The same dick.
Yeah. Yeah, they're sister wives, basically. No, that's different. That's different in Targaryen stuff. That's actual sister and wives.
They are.
Yes.
Yes.
They've had
They do like dick.
the same dick.
Why can't they
Like
can't they just be two people of the same sex who really, really love each other non-romantically?
Hey, I'm just saying, the writers and directors might think that makes for a more compelling character arc.
Possibly.
A more compelling story and a more tragic one. Just saying.
What if they put romance into it?
Yeah.
I don't
Romance
know.
that can never be. And
I
the
don't
fact
know.
that they keep coming back to each other, trying to kind of make amends and trying not to go forward with this. I don't know. I'm just spitballing ideas. But it
Mhm.
seems like something that TV producers would do.
I think that if we can't have a show where there's just just strong feelings of love for other people that aren't romantic.
I'm
And-
not saying it's the best choice. I'm saying, what do you think they are trying to do
I
with
hope they-
this?
I hope they
Because
don't.
there was no reason for Alicent to come back. This makes no sense.
I didn't know what she's going to do, but I don't think that's the fact that I don't know what she's going to do. I don't think that's a bad thing because she's more of a loose cannon now. She's ready to run away. She was like appealing to Rhaenyra, please, can I come here with my daughter and her daughter, and let's just get away from the war. If you kill my son, I guess, it's like she just wants
Kill
to
both of them.
Yeah.
Get rid of them. She will have to kill both of them.
Although I do love Rhaenyra as well. She's like, I have to.
Yes.
I have to. And
Now,
you know this.
You didn't have to at the start, but
Yeah.
now I have to. Which is exactly what her dad said. Going back to Otto Hightower, we don't know where he is.
Mm-hmm. What did he say?
Back in season 1, when they were young, it's like, she will have to kill your children because they threaten her legitimacy to the throne. Now
I forgot that.
that's happened.
I forgot that. Yeah.
That's the
Wow,
shit I
wow.
love. That is the shit I love. That because
Yeah, but
it's
you need those moments to stretch out the thing.
It's great. It
We have to
doesn't.
sort of
That
tie it
doesn't
in
feel
with-
too forced. Whereas the whole Vision thing felt a bit forced. And when like Viserys was like, "Oh, Aegon had a thing called a Song of Ice and Fire," it's like it felt too heavy-handed.
Yeah.
But
Fine.
anyway, I like this kind of shit. But
I do like the fact that you mentioned that as well, but also when Daemon, back to him again, like he's like, she said when he speaks to her, when he speaks to Rhaenyra in High Valyrian, and she's like, you sound like my father. Like, oh, you get it now. Like that was good. Like, okay, now that seals the deal. But now he's kind of done. He's on his arc now. I mean, he's a high.
no,
he
hasn't.
Yeah. As
No
far as
spoilers, but
as
no,
far as
he
I know,
hasn't.
that's it. That's his season 2 arc. He goes on a trip,
Oh, yeah,
chops
yeah,
some
yeah.
wood, and now he's
done his season 2 arc.
in Harrenhal.
He has some shit to do, which
Fine.
I can't remember perfectly because I forget everything. But
Yep. Go.
that's it.
This is fine.
That's all I can say. Okay.
Can we talk about the new Dragon Riders?
Yes.
Because
I think we can.
the
The Dragon Seeds.
one thing that I spoiled myself on by reading a little bit of the book. What was the book? No, it was the World of Ice and Fire book. Is it that the one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have it too. I was reading about the Doom, and then I just kept reading.
I love it. Yeah.
And then I was like, I gotta stop because I saw
Yeah.
something about Hugh the Hammer getting a dragon.
Yeah, and I've
And that's
seen
the
some...
only thing that I kind of was spoiled myself. I was like, I don't want to know this. And so I've closed it. And so that's all now that that's happened, I'm like, good. I know nothing else now. Happily ignorant.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
In terms of storyline.
I didn't-
Aside from the fact that everyone dies, thank you. And the dragons.
I mean, everyone does eventually. Actually,
in every story ever.
exactly. Actually, more people survived than I thought survived because I accidentally listened to more of the audiobook, which is a pain. So now I know exactly who survives
I mean, in the whole story in general.
of the Dance of the Dragon.
Right, okay.
So I know exactly who survives.
I know nothing. I know nothing.
And that's fine. So more people survive than I thought. I was like,
I know
fucking
nothing.
everyone dies. That's not
Yeah.
true. Not everyone dies.
Okay.
We were talking about the dragon seeds. Yeah, so I knew that they went for bastards and that, but I didn't know, I couldn't remember the name. But you know, you saw a blonde guy with a storyline and a dying kid. You're like, I'm pretty sure you're important. And a semi-blonde guy saying he's a
shit,
bastard. It's like,
"Oh,
I'm pretty sure you're going to come
To
back.
get free drinks and everything. Yeah, I was like,
So-
okay, yeah, you're the ones.
It's fine.
Oh, they survived the big massacre. I'm so surprised that they're the ones
It's
that
those
actually.
two. that
those
did
two, yeah.
it. What a surprise! But oh my god, it was very good. I enjoyed it. I could not stop saying "Dormitos Lakiri." Lakiri.
Was Lakiri. Stay
Be
calm.
calm.
Be calm.
Yeah. Dohiras.
Vermitor.
Just doing the washing. Vermitos Lakiri.
How was your-
Dohiras.
How is your Duolingo going on High
It's going
Valyrian?
not too bad.
We got
not
a friends,
too bad.
a friends streak going on now.
Yes, I'm learning High Valyrian. You're learning.
I'm back to German.
Okay.
So
Not
I mean,
Hebrew.
unless I want to pick up Hebrew again or
Let's
Russian.
not. It's not.
When I was in
time.
college, I started learning Russian. That went well. And then in the pandemic, I was like, I'll learn Hebrew. That also went well. So now I'm just back to basics. Anyway,
Back to the Germans.
back to the German. Can't wait for them to do something.
The Germans. They're surely
No,
they're surely in the clear, right?
they're not doing anything else. They're like, no.
I mean, the High Valyrians aren't good people either. So
No.
they had plenty of
But-
slaves.
More
Um,
useful, I suppose.
Anyway,
Anyway,
it's fun learning it on Duolingo because who cares if you get it right or wrong? Because it's not like German where you could like speak to a German person. It's like this is just for nerds.
yeah. Maybe you could be Matt Smith's friend and be like,
I
hi,
want
let's learn
to.
together.
I'd like to be Emma Darcy's friend. That'd be fun.
Yes.
Or
That's it.
Amelia Clark. She had to learn it.
Yeah. But she probably hasn't. If you don't use it,
She
you lose it.
no, she would have forgotten it.
Ewan Mitchell, the one who wanted to play Aemond, he's probably fun to learn with. Eye patch. Why not?
Fun to learn with.
I feel like because I've seen interviews and he seems like he's
Weird.
Whatever. Like I'd have a beer with him.
In a good way. No, weird in a good way because it's like a nerdy fandom.
Yeah.
I feel like Aegon, I fancy Aegon, but the actor is like, oh, yeah, London, I'm in a band, that
Yeah.
sort of stuff. And you're like, calm down. Whereas Ewan is like awkward and weird and nerdy. It's like,
Yeah.
that's right.
Like yeah.
You're one of us. That's,
Like, okay.
You have no body fat and whatever. That's great. But, you know, you're a famous person, but he's got that nerd energy. Whereas Aegon in real life looks like the kind of guy who'd wear like a big rimmed hat.
What, in, like Halloween as Gandalf or something?
No, that's you. No, like a cool person who's like, oh, go to open mic night and
Oh,
sing
right,
or
right,
wear
right.
like a big Pharrell hat, that sort of stuff. He seems like one of those in real life.
Like trendy hipster kind of thing.
Still would.
Of course.
So yes, sorry, the dragon
Anyway,
seeds,
what were we talking about?
the bastards.
So Hugh, I didn't know
the
about
Haras.
Ulf. So I don't know anything about him. I hate him.
I think you're supposed to though, right?
I think so, yeah, because and Adam, who I was surprised about, but also
Adam or Alan?
Adam.
Okay.
Alan is one who's like, I'm seeing smoke. I don't want anything.
He's boring.
I like that line of his though, but yeah, he's
so hot.
yes, that I agree.
Oh
I agree.
my
I was like, where are you going with
God.
this?
He is
He's very
so
hot.
hot. However, I don't know the reason he can fly a dragon.
No one does. And was I talking to you about this before? Like, because yeah, it was because we were arguing about Valyrians versus Targaryens.
Yes.
Because here we go.
Valarians.
Because the Valarians
are Valyrian.
are Valyrian.
But they are not dragon
But they're
riders.
not dragon riders.
So he can't have got the dragon riding ability from the dad.
From the dad.
So
either
who the hell is the mum?
either there's some Valyrian blood mixed in, so there's some Targaryen blood mixed in anyway, or unlikely, or the mom has some Targaryen blood.
But we've seen from when the posh dude died, it can't be like,
The posh
oh, my
dude.
it can't be my, oh, your lord, whatever his name
Oh,
is.
the
white guy who got
the
burned.
commander, yeah, Darkland.
It
Yeah.
can't be, oh, your
Grandmother's
great grandma's
grandmother.
aunt. It has to be a bit more pure than that.
Or there's like a chance, like the more blood you have, the more Targaryen blood you have, the more chance you are of bonding with the dragon, kind of thing.
Exactly, because not all full Targaryens are dragon riders. So
Correct.
Jaehaerys, King Jaehaerys.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure his mother was married to her brother,
Yeah.
and she wasn't a dragon rider.
She wasn't.
No, so like
Well,
pure
also-
Aryan blood, but not everyone is.
Correct. Yeah.
So
Well, Rhaena isn't either. She's like desperately trying to find. Let's get to her in a bit. Love her, and she's so. I didn't like her at first when it was just the two as like character actors. Like, oh, they're just like random daughters. Okay, they're boring now, but they're actually interesting now.
yeah,
And
I
she's
like them a lot.
so interesting now, but she's basically just running around wheat fields for like an episode.
That was stupid.
On.
That was stupid. So stupid. That
Like,
wasn't
can this
that
be-
wasn't a whole episode.
was that worth an episode?
That would have been the end of 7. You should have found the dragon at the end of 7.
Yeah, and then what? Like not in episode 8 at all,
Fly the fucking dragon! Sorry.
or fly? Yeah. Wait, hang
Dragon
on.
seeds?
Rewind. Adam,
Yeah, so it has to be
Who's dark-haired,
The mum's got to
which
be.
doesn't matter, but not
No,
a
that
lot
doesn't
of
matter
not a lot of
because-
Targaryens have dark hair.
Rhaenys in the books is Baratheon, so she's got black hair.
Rhaenys in the books is Baratheon.
She's Baratheon.
Oh, because her mom's Baratheon, isn't
Yeah,
it?
so she has
Yeah.
black hair with a little white streak. So it doesn't matter. You can
Oh.
still be and obviously the strong boys.
And I think King Jaehaerys' wife was also
No. Queen Alysanne. That was
Queen
his
Alysanne.
sister.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
And of course,
So, yeah,
Luke,
that'll be
Luke
in-
and Jace are
Of
dark
course,
as well.
yeah. Luke, Jason, whatever the third one is.
And they're Joffrey. And of course, they are
Targaryen.
definitely Targaryen. Yeah.
Mama Targaryen. So it'll be interesting. I really hope they don't just say like, turns out it doesn't matter. You just have to have the spirit. Fuck that. No,
Yeah.
you gotta be blood magic bonded to this.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this just shits on everything. So hopefully they just make the Mama Targaryen whore or something. I don't know.
Something.
Someone.
Because even doesn't because Hugh the Hammer, he said, who I didn't realize his daughter died.
yeah, they kind of, yeah.
I didn't
Motivation.
I must have missed it. But he tells his wife that it was his mother who was a Targaryen
Sarah.
brothel worker. Yeah, and she didn't have a dragon either, did she? I don't
No,
think so.
that's right. Yeah. She kept trying. Well, she was psycho. Yeah, she kept trying to steal one,
she's
but they
a
wouldn't let her
rebel.
have one. Yeah. That's right. Yes.
Which that's not in the show. That was extra.
no, that's in the books, but I think that's fine. I think that matches pretty well. That's very well established.
and they don't have to sort of. I mean, they don't even match
but it's
all the details anyway. But it's a good.
But it's good.
It's a good thing to think about.
Yeah.
You know, us nerds.
We love it.
Yeah. So, but she was like full Targaryen. So he's like half Targaryen.
Yeah.
Um,
And also, Ulf is
Ulf, who, as he
Is-
claims, is
what is it? Balon?
because
was his dad?
King Viserys is the grandson of the previous King Jaehaerys, right? Because that was the whole thing.
Yes. So
Do they go with-
something and Balon.
Balon,
Rhaenys' dad,
Rhaenys, who
and
was the
Viserys and Damon's dad.
Rhaenys, who was the eldest of the
Of the older brother.
brother, and then So why? I hope you're following along with us.
Okay.
Um,
So yeah,
Why-
my point
why?
is like I hope they do, even if it's quickly. It doesn't. I don't care about the mum, but as long as they are like, oh yeah, she was Targaryen. Fine, bye, move on. Like you can't be just like.
Of
Turns
Adam,
out it
of
doesn't
Adam.
matter. He looks like Laenor and he misses Laenor. Like, no, Laenor also
No.
needs to be dead.
is he dead?
Yeah,
Is that why
he's not coming back.
Sea Smoke comes looking for a new rider?
Yeah.
Isn't it? Somebody says in the show that a bond between a rider and a dragon is like forever. Like you can't break it. So that's why Sea Smoke is like, oh, poor Laenor. In my head canon, Laenor and his lover just like fell off a cliff on accident. Like they were having a picnic.
In my
and-
headcanon-
hang on.
Oh,
In
sorry.
my-
Apologies.
they were having a picnic, like
Yeah.
a really nice day, and it was just like a slip, and it was a fall. It was an tragic accident. Very, very sad. But no one heard about it, so that's why it's not in the history books, kind of thing.
See, this is why we're very different. See, in my headcanon, they have a wonderful
He was
raucous-
stabbed.
No, a wonderful life together. They run away and they have just like copious amounts of sex and drugs and just die in a orgy fueled orgasm heart attack. What a way to go.
Okay.
Because I wanted to be gay.
Sure.
Or
Yeah.
as possible. So that's what I'm going to... What a way to go.
What a video.
I don't want him to do a picnic and fall off a cliff. No.
No, they left.
Sex, drugs, and off you go.
The sadness comes from him having to leave his whole family. They made the best of it, and they were like...
Everybody does anyway. So,
Everyone does.
so anyway, The Dragon Seeds was the second best episode of the season.
The Dragon Seed. Okay. Also, I liked how it shows how ruthless Rhaenyra can be because she fucking just watches them burn.
True. Is it?
Did you not like give them any guidance? Like, here you go, pick a dragon.
Okay, so
Good
we're
luck.
going to talk about this earlier, but yes, it is the point where she kind of starts believing her own PR. Like she has to start believing.
She's drinking the Kool-Aid, yeah.
Yeah, she has to believe that they are chosen by the gods. So it kind of makes sense that whoever gets chosen by the gods, aka the dragons, deserves it. She has to believe she is chosen by the gods to be queen. Otherwise, why would you say, well, people are going to die? It has to come to that conclusion. You have to believe
rationalize it in your
you
head.
are better and entitled to rule. Otherwise, you can't be royalty. So it's kind of like, well, if they're going to be these, bastard people, they have to be better, chosen by the gods. So if you're not, then you die.
I guess that makes sense.
Just a little
In her
bit. I
own
know
head,
it's cutthroat, but she's going to kill so many more people. It's like these people. And she told them, it's like, you could die. You don't have to come here. I'm not forcing you to come here. But if you do, you could die. It's a fucking T-Rex with dragon fucking fire breath.
Yeah.
And she got 2. That'll do.
That'll do.
Got rid of the rest of them.
I just don't think it's gonna work. It's not gonna work out well. She's like, these people are untrained, especially Ulf. He has no who's as well as being untrained. He's like unscrupuled as well.
He's no way gonna put himself in harm's way for her. But I can't remember if there's any specific thing that happens with him. Now my memory's blurry, and I want to keep it that way for the next 4 fucking years.
Mm-hmm. Easy for me to do. I'll just forget. Okay.
I know how key people go, but not everybody.
Okay,
which is a shame. I wish I hadn't.
She's like, now that you have dragons, we're gonna fly to King's Landing in 2 days
and just burn everyone.
Which I think is a bit much to ask. It's a big ask of these random new lowborn people. Can you burn these people? It's for the good of the country. It's for the good of the realm.
They could just burn the Red Keep.
Can you just like...
Why don't they just burn the fucking Red Keep? Because it's only royalty people and there's some serving wenches in there. Poor serving
whatever.
wenches.
But I think... But you're going to like... Yeah, if you want to reduce the collateral damage, draw Aemond and Vhagar out. They're the big threats. They need to go. And they can deal with...
That's a great idea.
Isn't that what Alicent planned? She was like, I'll get him out. You just go in there and just take over the Red Keep. That's all you need to do. Just do that. And then we can end this war without unnecessary bloodshed. It's not going to happen like that, is there? We got 2 more fucking seasons of this. Heads are going to roll. Dragons are going to be put out. I tried to make it like a flame metaphor, but it didn't really work out.
Flamers.
Flame out.
Flaming house. Flameo. Flame on.
Is there anything else you want to talk about in the finale? Did we miss anything?
What happened?
What are you hoping for the next season?
We're done with the setup, and then we get into the drama of living and navigating through a civil war. Like the first one, season 1 was the history of it.
Mm-hmm.
Season 2 was the establishment of now we go to war, which took way too long. But whatever.
Throughout the multiple episodes where they're like, this war is always, we can't just stop it. We have to keep going.
They really
like, okay, I get it.
So 3 has to be like, we're at war now, and that emotional journey. Because no, she doesn't want to wipe everyone out. She's not a crazy mad person. If they turn her into the Mad Queen,
oh my god,
a Mad Queen that gets killed by like a fucking I'm like, oh, I can't do this Daenerys again. So but it could be an interesting journey like you had with the Starks in the original series. Like, you need to fight and people are going to die and it sucks, but we're doing this. So it could be interesting to see how they make their peace with that whilst thinking we're gods and flying around on dragons.
Yeah.
Pretty cool multicolored dragons. I want to see Dreamfire.
How can any...
That's all I give a shit about
Yeah.
is seeing Helena on her dragon, because
We have not seen her on a dragon, have we?
I'm a big fan of Dreamfire, and she is well fucking old. So she's huge.
Is she really?
She's huge. Dreamfire is enormous.
Oh, okay.
So she is, I forget if she's Maylise's mum.
Oh, I don't know anything about dragon.
Rhaenys is the red dragon. Rhaenys and Meleys. Yeah. Look, that was the biggest dragon Rhaenyra had. And Dreamfire.
Meleys was bigger than Vermithor?
No, because they didn't have Vermithor then, did they?
Vermithor's been on Dragonstone.
Yes, but they didn't have Vermithor. When in episode 4, when she said, "You must send me, I have Meleys as your largest dragon," because they didn't have a rider for Vermithor.
Fine. You know,
That's what I'm talking about. So yes. So it'll be Vhagar, Vermithor, Dreamfire.
Really?
Huge. But she's obviously not going to be like Fighty McFighty because she's got Helena. But I want to see her, and she's like a little powder blue one. I like the blue ones.
I'm
So
interested
pretty.
to see where this goes.
I'm excited. Well, I think the biggest benefit, the biggest pro that's come from House of the Dragon is that it's really, I think we've said this before, it's really re-establishing this world. It's the mythology, it's the houses, it's the history, all that stuff.
Literally the history, yeah.
Getting us back into it. Following a story, which is great, and we enjoy it. Could have been 3 seasons. I'm fine with 4. But it's not like Game of Thrones where the story is the most important thing.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to know what happened to the White Walkers, what's going to happen with Dany and the Dragons, what's going to happen with the White. It was all about that story, whereas this is more like, here's the story, but it's reintroducing the world to the audience so that he can do 7 fucking other shows.
Yeah.
I think that's the whole purpose of it. It doesn't need to last for 1,000,000 years. It doesn't need to be the biggest TV show of all time. It does need to make its money back.
Yeah.
But it's...
Which it will.
As we've seen, Night of the Seven Kingdoms is going to be next. And there's literally 7 shows in planning and production.
Yeah.
Planning, production, development, that sort of stuff. It's establishing that you can dip in and out Marvel Cinematic Universe wise into this world. And you can use all these fun characters, all these fun values and magic and shit without everything having to just be Emilia Clarke, Kit Harington, who will eventually age and leave. It's opening up branding and money opportunities so much bigger than that.
That's quite good. And
which I'm so here for. I'm 100% here for that.
I'll add on to that as well, because unlike a cinematic universe like Marvel or a franchise like that, this world hasn't been written. Like there's not a lot of, there's so much you can do with it. You can start with characters who are hinted at or referenced in like stories that seem interesting, and go off and like make details about them and create new stories.
I want the Doom of Valyria. I really want
someday.
I really want
let's
that.
Let's just make sure George R. Martin stays healthy enough.
Or at least to be like, because I feel like he said that no one's allowed to finish writing his books for him. If he dies and they're unfinished, no one's allowed to finish them. I feel like that's been...
They just have to release the manuscripts of where they are at the moment?
As in, like, he's not releasing the rights postpartum for someone to...
Of
like,
those
the way
last 2 books, you mean?
The way Tolkien's kids finish that sort of stuff. But it doesn't mean that he can't be like, this is how you do it. Make sure you don't do that. Make sure you don't do that. TV show. He sold his soul for the TV show. So it could go on forever.
That makes sense why
until we're in our 50s.
I have to be on that show eventually. Just have to be on a show like in that world somewhere.
I just want to be a dead body on one of the shows. There'll be plenty of dead bodies coming up, right?
Oh yeah, plenty. Let me do what I can to be in the show, and then I'll bring you on and be like, hey, I got this friend. My podcast goes.
Well, let's just
I'm famous from this podcast, so let's bring in my co-host.
Let's go and be dead bodies together, and then they'll be like, but you're a wonderful actor. Why don't you take this part of Johnson Baratheon or whatever the fuck?
Johnson Baratheon. I was almost with the actor, the extras.
Let's do it.
But they're like, you have to live in Northern Ireland to do it. I was like, I'm willing to relocate.
That's for Winterfell.
Any extra in the show had to relocate to Northern Ireland. But that was
then. It's not for. There's no filming in Northern Ireland.
Not right now, but that was before.
It's filming in Wales. I don't want to go to Wales.
I'm willing to relocate.
I will go on a train to Cardiff to be a dead body if necessary.
For like a weekend.
Yes, I would love that. But they're filming all over the place. We
Cool.
can be dead bodies.
Easily.
Yeah.
And not like in the background either. Like I want to be
I
like,
don't mind being in the background. That's fine. I can be like,
I want my face to be on the screen for like 2 seconds.
well, like, see,
literally.
the Brackens and the Blackwoods or whatever it
Yeah,
was.
that-
I was like, this was my moment to shine. I could have been in one of those fucking piles in the river.
Yeah, but I want people to be like, oh, I know that face.
So you could have had the face that's like that,
Exactly.
and I could have been one of the bodies in the background.
yeah,
just
with just your
slumped.
ass up in the air.
We can do this. We got two. It doesn't start writing until next year. We've got time.
We got time. Let's get working on it.
If you would like to
wait,
see us,
I want to see what I want for the next season.
Sorry. Okay.
Sorry. Breaking the flow. All I want for the next season, because like going off what you said about how it has to be like Civil War, I want like battle tactics. Like, oh, we have to do this.
Oh, let's
And
strategy. It's like, oh, he'll.
and I want like
Damon will
backstabbing.
expect us to go around here, and then they do this, and it's like surprise.
It was a trap, and you know, like the kind of
Just for that, yeah.
kind of like how Vagar was
Yeah.
a trap for Rook's Rest. I want more of that.
I want
more of that sort of, because we can see like strategic ton of stuff, World War II, anything,
Yeah.
but with dragons as well.
I agree. Yes, I really want that. There's going to be shit tons more dragons next season.
Yeah,
because
we've got
3 extras on there.
3 new Dragon Riders.
Rhaena will pick up hers,
Rhaena's gonna get stuck on places.
which isn't that, but she'll get Sheep Stealer.
Oh, Rhaena, yeah.
She'll get Sheep Stealer.
It's
which
not
is-
explicitly said, but it's Sheep Stealer, yeah,
It is Sheep Stealer, yeah.
with no harness. It's a wild dragon.
Drake, Danny
Yeah.
did it.
We've got.
The whole point is the wild dragons get.
Woo.
And we're out of time.
Are
Thank you for
serious?
listening. Yeah, mine's run out as well.
Okay. No, but like we've got the other dragon from Old Town as well coming
And
in. So there's more.
Tessarion.
Tessarion. Anyway, that's it. What did we miss, dear reader? Let us know. Dear reader, let us. What else? What did you like about the finale? What did you not like? Was it as bad as everyone's saying it is, or am I just getting that sort of bad algorithm YouTube? Like it was shit. Watch this video.
There was a lot of hate, but I don't have hate for it. A little bit disappointed. It was disappointing.
But the thing is, like, we're disappointed in an amazing show. It's still really fucking good.
It's still good.
If I was disappointed in The Walking Dead, it would be a shit show. But this is still like it's disappointed. It's still a good show.
I'm very happy it's here.
Yeah, me too.
Sorry, carry on.
Tag us. Contact us on Instagram or TikTok. Our handles there are @IncompleteGeeks. As if you
It's not filming anymore, so I wouldn't worry.
It's not filming at all.
No.
Anything. Oh, fine. Or email us at incompletegeekspodcast@gmail.com. We love hearing from our listeners. Let us know what you thought. If we missed anything out, please let us know. We read every single email. If you have any bad things to say, just put my name on it so Nick doesn't read it.
I get too emotional.
He's a sensitive soul. So anyway, yes, thanks for listening. While you're here, give this episode a 5-star review. Like, share, and subscribe, all of our stuff. And we'll catch you next time. We like talking about this stuff, but if we missed anything, we're sorry. We're not complete geeks.
But we are working on it.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Well,
Ride that
well.
dragon, baby.